Yeah, I know 1137. They wanted me to do a review on their album once, and as they say, the rest was history.
Hi people, and hello my Chili con Carnage crew. It's Chili here for a 5-minute review episode on 1137's newest album, Sounds of Acceptance. There is something that is quite rewarding, seeing a band that you enjoy grow and evolve their musical styles and capabilities, and capturing it in their latest works. This is all evident on the latest album by 1137. Fans of the show will recognise the band's name as they now mark their 4th appearance on this series with their most recent album, The Sounds of Acceptance. And first impressions of the album left me blown away, from production to improvements in writing songs and the overall quality of music. I'm not going to disregard their previous albums, but a quick playthrough shows that David and Logan really have hit their stride on this release. They spent 6 months recording this collection of 10 tracks and have clearly found some new techniques in their sessions. The album also includes the welcome addition of various instruments like guitars thrown into the mix, where previous efforts from the band had them experimenting in various styles, from electronic jazz to big beat lo-fi, and intermingling various genres in between these songs. This album is extremely focused and driven by a narrative of acceptance within your life. I would draw comparisons to bands like 65 Days of Static, who famously provided the soundtrack to the No Man's Sky video game, the only good thing to come out of that release on launch day. So let's talk about the songs on offer here, and I know 1137 will be watching this, so just to let you know, the training wheels are off, lads. Let's discuss this.
That you have to wake up and things aren't going to go the way that you want them, and you're not going to accomplish what you set out to do.
This Is Me serves as the opening track with an upbeat piano intro before Addison Zagan adds a speech that is a rather bleak message but serves to the message of the album. While it sounds pessimistic, it's an insight that the world is not going to be handed to you on a silver platter, and you have to work hard and better yourself so that you can achieve your goals. My gripe with this track is that the Johnny Cash speech, which was done well on The Void's Volume 3, probably should have been used as the outro before ending the track. Soul follows up and is described as the official start to the album. I agree with this statement, and it should have been the opening track, with perhaps This Is Me concluding the album. It's a great song, it's got dark bass chords, fill the air, sounding like a track written by Perturbator or something from the Dying Light soundtrack. This song is phenomenal, but perhaps could have used with an alternative drum-filled pattern in the second half of the track, or maybe a tempo shift. Disbelief is perhaps the best song on the album, only because 1137 sampled my vocals from a previous 5-minute review about them on this track. 1137, but I think it's a lot more focused, and that's the main thing. In all seriousness, it's a slick, chill tune, leaving an air of ambience that stands out, and for your information, I didn't know I was actually going to be part of this until the band told me 24 hours before the album's release. Without realising it, 1137 have actually ticked off an item on my bucket list by appearing on a song, albeit unknowingly. Mirage is an interesting track that plays around with a lot of guitar layers and a sharp beats, but I feel the drum pattern is a bit off for the first 2 minutes until the bass line kicks in and really shifts the song into a great tune, but it abruptly transitions into another section that goes into trap territory. The shift doesn't suit it well in my opinion, and it kind of feels like 2 different songs were just put together. Acceptance is an interlude track that uses a great airy guitar riff that fades to another Johnny Cash speech. It's a nice sounding split in the album. Heart has a very funky guitar intro that then leans into Santana territory and great use of dark beats in the background. The song transition is also flawless, but the outro feels a bit out of place and could have been made with the same tunes. Still a cracker of a song. Mirror is where I got my 65 Days of Static vibes from. I love the synths placed over this like a wedding cake with multiple layers. I have to point out that this album was recorded in 3D audio and I don't have any headphones that are adapted for this, but I feel like this track would exemplify its use. Remembrance feels dirty, but in a good way. Dirty sounding drum beats interrupted by clean guitars, and it sounds so good. Its sweeping audio cues are just epic.
I just can't understand why I ran so far from your love, so far from your heart.
Changes sees the return of a familiar synth style heard on many other 1137 releases, but it's reeled in and minimal, which adds to this track. And Brando Sands does a fantastic job with the vocal delivery here that is exemplified by the final use of instruments. However, what it lacks is a true crescendo that felt like it was building during the entire song. Who I Am concludes the album and is self-described by the band as a cinematic outro clashing electronic synth with rock elements, and truly builds to an amazing crescendo, so that I have to agree with. Wes Borland, guitarist for Limp Bizkit, once wrote a solo album based on a movie in his mind that had never been created, so that album serves as the soundtrack for his movie, and its closing track feels like this too. I am absolutely beyond words in regards to this song's beauty. So, where does it score once all this is done and the dust settles? Overall, I would score this album at 8 million chilies on the spicy scale, with standout tracks being Soul, Disbelief, Heart, Remembrance, and Who I Am. This record far exceeds the expectations that I had for it, and those expectations were being set very high as the band were talking with me and stating this would be their best works. It is more to my style, and the band's shift to experiment into a different style pays off here. Such a big and bold statement can come easily when you know you have put in the work and know it to be true. So kudos to 1137 for building the hype and delivering on that promise. As of recording this video, the newest album is only on their YouTube channel, so head over there if you're intrigued or the music that you are listening to is your style. They certainly deserve it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of 5 Minute Reviews. Don't forget to do the social things, and as always, stay spicy. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live Listen Erased. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Chili Con Carnage crew so you can get notified for all the future videos that we put out, as we put out videos every Friday. Also, we are on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over at Live Listen Erased, so make sure to tune in over there. And don't forget to like this video so that our manager can stay very happy.